Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks, buckle up, because what we're seeing in the NFL right now, especially in the NFC North, is nothing short of seismic. And for the Green Bay Packers, this could be a turning point, a moment that defines their future ambitions. Rumors are swirling, serious, credible rumors, and all eyes are on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the landscape of the division and the conference. We're talking about a possible swap involving none other than Max Crosby, the Raiders' star pass rusher, for a conditional first-round pick in 2026 and a talented young defensive end, Kingsley Enagbare. If this deal goes through, it could be a game-changer, not just for the Raiders or the Packers, but for the entire NFL playoff picture. Max Crosby, for those of you who may not be fully familiar, is an absolute beast on the edge. At just 28 years old, he's proven to be one of the premier pass rushers in the league. A three-time Pro Bowler, Crosby has built a reputation as a relentless pressure creator. His ability to get after the quarterback is almost unmatched, especially considering his size and motor. Standing at 6'5" and weighing around 255 pounds, Crosby combines size, agility, and relentless effort to become a nightmare for offensive linemen. This season, he's been particularly impressive. 6 sacks in just 6 games, along with 24 pressures, and a PFF grade that's among the top 10 for edge rushers. His pressure rate sitting at 13. 2% and 5 quarterback hits demonstrate that he's constantly disrupting plays, constantly forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable situations. His career numbers are nothing short of remarkable, with nearly 60 sacks in just 85 games, and last year he tallied an eye-popping 14. 5 sacks. Durability isn't a concern either. Crosby plays with a motor that simply doesn't quit, and his win rate of 48. 4% shows he's winning nearly half of his one-on-one battles. But why would the Raiders, a team currently sitting at 2-4 and in a bit of a rebuild mode, be interested in trading away such a critical piece? Well, the Raiders are looking to reset. They've got draft capital in their sights, hoping to rebuild with youth and future assets. Their current defensive line, allowing over 124 rushing yards per game, needs reinforcements. Enagbare, a promising young player who has shown flashes with 4 sacks and a solid PFF grade of 74.8, is part of the package. The Raiders are also craving draft capital, especially a first-round pick in 2026 that's top 15 protected, aimed at targeting a quarterback or perhaps another impact player to accelerate their rebuild. On the other side, the Green Bay Packers are eyeing Crosby as a perfect fit to elevate their pass rush, a unit that has been a bit underwhelming this season, currently ranked 18th in sacks with only 15 total. This is especially noticeable after losing Wyatt, who was a key piece in their defensive front, and with Van Ness out, the team needs reinforcement. Adding Crosby into their defensive front could transform their pass rush from decent to elite. Imagine pairing him with Rashan Gary, who has been a force in his own right. The synergy between Crosby and Gary could be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. With Crosby at the edge, Green Bay's sack total could jump significantly, perhaps by 17 or more, and their pressure percentage could soar from 34% to over 50%. This would instantly improve their third down efficiency, as evidenced by their current 9.2 sacks per game on third down, a number that could be pushed even higher. More pressure, more sacks, more disruptions. That's the recipe for a team aiming for deep playoff runs. Now, thinking about the bigger picture, this move could also have a ripple effect on the Packers' Super Bowl aspirations. Their odds of winning the Super Bowl have already seen a slight increase, moving from plus 3,500 to plus 1,500 in some betting markets. Crosby's reputation as a playoff monster isn't just hype. He's averaged nearly 8 sacks per game in postseason situations, and he's especially dangerous against mobile quarterbacks, something that could be pivotal come playoff time. His ability to generate pressure from the edge, combined with the Packers' aggressive scheme, could give them that extra edge, that X factor that tips the balance in their favor during critical moments. And let's not forget the historical context here. The Packers have always been a team that values strong defense and relentless pass rushers. Think back to their Super Bowl winning years. How much of their success was built on a disruptive front? Adding Crosby could be a return to that identity, a rejuvenation of their defensive philosophy that prioritizes pressure and forced turnovers. Plus, Lambeau Field, with its legendary home field advantage, only amplifies Crosby's ability to wreak havoc. The plus 28% edge in pressure at Lambeau could be the difference maker in late-season games, especially in cold, unforgiving conditions. But of course, this isn't just about one player. It's about a strategic move that could redefine their entire season. If they pull off this trade, it sends a message throughout the league that the Packers are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding. It signals that they're ready to go all in, especially with Jordan Love leading the offense. Love, who has shown flashes of brilliance, needs that kind of support, protection and pressure, so he can operate at his best. Crosby's ability to create chaos in the backfield could free up other defenders, open up opportunities for turnovers, and give the Packers a much-needed boost in their quest to make a deep playoff run. And speaking of playoffs, the stakes are high. With the NFC becoming more competitive, every game counts. The Eagles, the 49ers, and now potentially the Packers could be in the mix for those coveted top seeds. If Crosby joins Green Bay, the odds of them making a splash in the postseason increase dramatically. His postseason stats speak for themselves. An average of 2.8 sacks per game, which is elite, and his ability to pressure mobile quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or Kyler Murray could be the X factor that propels the Packers further than many expect. Plus, adding a player of Crosby's caliber sends a clear message to the rest of the league. Green Bay is serious about winning now. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects for the Raiders. They're clearly in a rebuild, and their draft windfall, boosted by odds of plus 12000 for a top pick, indicates they're looking to accumulate assets to rebuild from the ground up. Trading Crosby might seem counterintuitive, especially considering his productivity, but it aligns with their long-term plan. They're accumulating assets, acquiring draft picks, and looking for a potential franchise quarterback in the future. And Agber's inclusion in the deal gives them a young edge rusher with upside, someone who can develop into a reliable part of their defense. Plus, the conditional first-round pick in 2026 gives them flexibility. They're not sacrificing their entire future for one player. It's a strategic move, and if they hit on that pick, it could pay dividends down the line. Looking ahead, if this trade happens, the impact on the NFC North would be monumental. The Packers would not only improve defensively, but send a message that they're all in for this season. The division, which has been somewhat up for grabs with the Lions, Vikings, and Bears all vying for supremacy, could see Green Bay emerge as a dominant force. Their revamped pass rush would be a nightmare for any quarterback, and that could translate into more wins, better positioning in the NFC standings, and a real shot at another Super Bowl appearance. Remember, the Packers have a storied history of building championship teams around a fierce defense and a smart, efficient offense. This move could be the final piece they need to get back to the promised land. And here's the kicker: this isn't just speculation. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and rumors like these tend to gain momentum quickly. If it materializes, it could be one of the most talked-about trades of the season. Fans are already buzzing, analysts are dissecting every detail, and betting markets are adjusting their odds. The question now is, how will this impact the Packers' strategy moving forward? Will they be willing to give up the future for a short-term boost? Or is this a calculated risk to push them over the edge? Whatever the case, the potential is there, and as fans of Green Bay, we have every reason to be excited. Now, before we wrap up, I want to emphasize just how critical a move like this could be. Crosby's presence on the field would elevate the entire defense, and his playoff experience, combined with his relentless motor, makes him a perfect fit for the Packers' ambitions. It's a move that could accelerate their rebuild, amplify their home field advantage, and give them that extra edge needed to compete with the best in the league. The NFL is a game of inches, and having a player like Crosby could be the difference between a playoff exit and a Super Bowl celebration. And as we look at the bigger picture, the NFC landscape is shifting, and the Packers are positioning themselves for a serious run. So fans, what do you think about this potential blockbuster? Are you excited? Do you believe Crosby could be the missing piece? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is what makes our community great. As always, I'll be keeping a close eye on developments, so stay tuned because more updates are coming soon. Remember, the NFL season is unpredictable, and moves like these could be exactly what the Packers need to make a historic leap. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep the Green Bay pride alive. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our beloved Packers. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.